Are you Miss Staples?
Yes, how can I help you?
So we got kind of a weird phone call. Some lady called DCFS. And,
What?
And kind of made some claims that you had a child that accidentally shot themselves.
Absolutely not.
It started with a phone call. Before the facts, there was only a feeling. An offhand comment, a silence that lingered. Nothing anyone could prove, just a quiet sense that something had shifted and no one wanted to say it out loud. A neighbor, cautious but concerned. She hadn't seen the boy in weeks, not since the holidays. His name was Zion. And then she remembered something his mother had said in passing. Zion won't be home for Christmas. No explanation, no sadness, just certainty. The kind that settles wrong in your gut. At the time, it didn't seem urgent. But it never stopped echoing, and eventually it became impossible to ignore. She contacted the Department of Children and Family Services. There had been previous calls about that house, concerns, unverified reports. But nothing ever led to action. This time, something in her voice cut through the usual noise. This is Grim Vault, where we don't just revisit cases. We reopen them. July 25, 2023, Rock Island, Illinois. Officers were dispatched to a small two-story home on a quiet block. The call they received was vague. A child may have harmed himself. When they knocked, they expected concern, maybe confusion, even panic. What they got was irritation. She didn't ask about a child. Didn't look surprised. Her name was Sushi Staples. There's no Zion here, she said. Never was.
Right. So they made some allegation that you had a son and he shot himself.
Sir,
and he's in your basement.
Come on now. You think... Look where I live.
No, I get it. Just so I can check the box off, can I look in your basement real quick and I'll get out of here?
No, you need a search warrant to do that. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm not about to have my rights violated because someone makes Uranus allegations like this.
I know. Like I said, it sounded crazy to me too. I'm just up here seeing if, we have to investigate it, no matter how crazy it sounds.
If you want to do that, I would suggest you go through the proper protocols. I'm not about to let some crazy woman who has my husband make Uranus accusations like this and have my rights violated.
No, I get it. That's what
that is not okay. I have 4 girls in here.
That's what I'm just asking. I'm not
4 children.
I'm not trying to blame anything on you. I'm not saying this is true. I was just asking. Okay.
This is nuts.
That's all it is. Okay.
I have 4 children.
Her ex-husband's new girlfriend's been causing her issues. She thinks that's who it is.
Ongoing. She's been harassing my job, harassing my place of business, harassing my children. I'm sick of it.
She blamed her ex-husband, called it harassment, said she was being targeted. Before closing the door, she left them with one last sentence.
I'm here. I ain't got nothing to hide.
Okay.
I've got nothing to hide. But if that were true, why stop them from looking? It's not unusual in child welfare cases for disappearance to go unnoticed for weeks, even months, when a family has already withdrawn from systems of oversight, especially when there's been a history of previous reports with no follow-up. That's the part people don't like to talk about. How something so devastating can unfold in plain sight without anyone meaning harm, but without anyone stopping it either. By the time someone asked the right question, the answer had already become irreversible. The officers left that first night without a warrant. They couldn't force their way in. But something about that visit stayed with them. They ran records, pulled old files, and Zion's name was everywhere. School forms, past home visits, government benefits still active. If this child never existed, why did the paperwork say otherwise? Why did neighbors remember him? It was enough. The next day, they came back with a warrant. This time, Sushi opened the door.
Hello?
Yes.
Sushi? Can you come out?
What's going on?
Well, just step on out. I'll explain everything.
Wait a minute, my kid's in here.
Okay, I understand that, but we have a search warrant for the house.
We're asking you for your cooperation to be up front with us.
Hold on.
So step on out.
No, step
What
out.
part of the house do you all have a search warrant for?
The whole house.
The whole house.
So you need to step out. Step out.
Okay, I'm gonna open
Okay.
the door.
Open the door.
We'll all walk in casually. We're not going to tear up your house or anything.
Just
So,
calm down. My kids are in here.
Okay.
Please.
How many?
4.
And where at in the house?
They're upstairs. I just made them go upstairs. I don't want to scare my kids. Can we just calm
These
down?
officers are gonna walk in there with you, and I got a copy of the warrant right here for you, honey.
Can I see the warrant, please? And I can call my
Once we get
lawyer.
everything secured here.
Can I see the warrant before we walk any further?
Just-
I'm calm.
we have a valid search warrant. So,
I understand, but you haven't let me see it yet, and you're walking through my
it's
house.
right here. You don't run how we
Yeah,
do.
you don't.
I'm-
Yeah,
I'm-
you're not in control of this.
Okay, I'm trying to see. You all,
So, I need your phone too.
my phone. That's not my phone.
Well, that's a phone to take
Hold
you.
on to that. So,
Okay.
which rooms are your kids in?
Obviously not.
They're
cooperative.
upstairs. I am very cooperative. I'm not fighting
You're fine.
anybody.
Honey. You're fine. You're
I'm
fine.
just look. I'm
Tina?
scared. My kids
I'm
are
going
here.
upstairs and.
Inside, the house felt wrong. Controlled, too clean. Officers noticed it immediately. The smell. Something floral, artificial, with something else underneath. Every vent was packed with dryer sheets. Carpets torn up and replaced. Authorities later confirmed what the neighbor had suspected. Zion's name was still active in school forms and benefit records.
Do you have a son named Zion?
No, I don't.
You've never had a son named Zion.
No.
Are you claiming benefits for a kid named Zion?
No. I haven't gotten any benefits for anyone. I just recently went through a situation where a young lady stole my identity and she falsely filed my taxes and my informations and stuff like that. And I've been working with the FBI. I've been working with the IRS. There's been a lot of things popping up, and
Have you had any interactions with DCFS up in Chicago?
I did.
Okay.
False calls that were made.
Okay.
Correct.
One of the calls from 2021, DCFS came out to your residence in Chicago, and there was a Zion Staples there.
The investigator leaned in closer and asked firmly, "Is there anything in the house connected to Zion Staples?" She shook her head and denied it over and over again. But her body told a different story. Her posture stiffened, her eyes darted away, and the tension in her face gave her away. It was written all over her. She was lying.
Okay, are we going to find anything in your house that has Zion's name on it? Birth certificate, social security card, or anything like that?
Nope.
Well, because we're seizing your phone, okay?
I understand you're seizing
So-
it, but that's like, I should be able to at least call my lawyer still. I shouldn't be held in my own house and not be able to call my counsel.
Well, are you requesting a lawyer right now? Because if you request a lawyer right now, we're done talking.
And then what? You're gonna arrest me?
I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to search your
We're gonna
house.
search his house upside and down. Somewhere here we need to get to the bottom of this Zion thing.
I can't
And
help
this
it
is
when
coming
people
from
call.
other. This is coming from other people. This is
I
getting
can't
mentioned.
help it
Because
when
look,
people
this-
call and make allegations against me. People do this
Okay.
every day out of
Look,
spite.
look,
And I possibly had some visitors. It was probably the summertime.
So
and
where
I
would
had
where would
people
they get
that
the
come
name
over.
Zion
Where would they come up with
Staples?
Zion Staples?
I don't
And
know.
it be your
People
son.
make it up all the time.
Officers expanded the search. Upstairs, downstairs, closets, corners. Officers then discovered Zion Staples' birth certificate. From that point, the situation began to unravel. Sushi Staples attempted to change the narrative by claiming that someone had fabricated the certificate for her. She admitted to doing this in order to obtain government benefits.
Birth certificate?
What is that?
It's birth certificate.
For Zion Staples.
Zion Staples.
That's not mine.
Sushi Staples. Child. It's found in your room.
We
along
need
with the
to get.
Social
We
Security
need
card.
to get this
Stop
figured out. Stop this.
Lying.
It's over.
Where's that kid? You need to come clean because we're not going anywhere. This is just, you're just going to dig yourself a bigger grave now. I asked you if there's anything with Zion's name in this house. You said no.
I needed some extra help, okay? That was it.
What do you mean by that?
I had a person that makes documents. And it was just really hard. Like,
So is Zion a real person?
you know,
Sushi Staples continued to insist that Zion wasn't a real person, repeating the claim as if saying it enough times would make it true, but the officers weren't buying it. They had heard enough lies to know when someone was trying to cover something up, and Sushi's story just didn't add up. The officers tore through the house, searching every corner for Zion Staples' body, or any clue that might lead them to the missing boy. They turned the place upside down, hoping for even the smallest trace, but the house offered nothing. The basement was spotless. No evidence, no clues, nothing at all. It was as if Zion had never been there.
That's empty.
Well, it's for an old heater.
Then they moved outside to the detached garage. Dim, cluttered. In the far corner, behind boxes and shelves, they found a trash bin. Large, metal, sealed. It was too heavy. They called in forensics. When they opened the lid, the smell said what no one wanted to. Inside, a young boy, just Spider-Man shorts, no shirt. Zion Staples hadn't gone missing. He had been hidden, intentionally, quietly, as if silence could rewrite reality. as if erasing him might undo what had been done. He'd been in that garage since winter. Eventually, two of Zion's sisters spoke. They said Zion found their mother's gun, thought it wasn't loaded. They called it an accident, something none of them understood until it was too late. But what followed wasn't confusion. It was instruction. Sushi didn't call for help. She'd told them to clean, to stay quiet, to help her hide him. They wrapped the body. They weren't old enough to understand death, but they understood obedience. And that day, they learned how far silence could stretch inside a home. They stored it in the basement. They scrubbed the floors, blocked the vents, and then they lived above that space for months, pretending it wasn't there. When the smell grew too strong, she moved him to the garage. Air fresheners around the bin. Government checks still coming. Maybe she told herself it was survival. Maybe she meant to fix it. Or maybe she didn't.
You ready to walk out?
We'll cuff you in front, okay?
This is embarrassing. I can get in the car. Do you got to take
have-
my dignity away and put me in cuffs?
We're not gonna put him behind you, okay?
My neighbors
We're gonna walk you to the car real quick, and then we'll get you out of here, okay?
My neighbors, they've been knowing me for 6 years. You see that badge over there? I work 2 jobs at Genesis.
I hear you.
I go to school out here. God, this is embarrassing.
And no matter what a court decides, no matter what name appears on the charge sheet, and in the silence between those reports and responses, a child slipped further from the very system meant to catch him. No alarms, no rescue, just a slow erasure, one missed welfare check at a time. In court, she didn't plead guilty to killing her son. Prosecutors didn't claim she had. The coroner couldn't say who pulled the trigger. Maybe it was Zion, maybe it wasn't. No one will ever truly know. She took a plea, endangering the life or health of a child. 2 years in prison, reduced for time served. Mandatory mental health treatment. Supervised release. She asked for less. Claimed she was a first-time offender, someone who made a mistake, not a threat. Said prison wasn't where she belonged, that she deserved a second chance. But the court remembered what she left behind. The stripped carpet, stuffed air vents, the sealed trash bin, and the boy inside it. These weren't just remnants. They were decisions made again and again, each one a thread in the lie she chose to live. She never called for help. She taught her daughters to stay quiet. And the checks kept coming, even as the silence thickened. Each act rewrote the story Zion never got to finish. And together they traced the outline of a life that someone tried to erase. He was 8 years old, forgotten by the people who should have protected him, and failed by the systems that were supposed to catch what others missed. And then there's the sentence, not from the judge, but from her own mouth months before. Zion won't be home for Christmas. Back then, it sounded like nothing. Now it sounds like everything. This was the case of Sushi Staples, and the woman who said he never existed. And at Grimvolt, we don't just tell the story. We remember what the world tried to forget, and speak for the silence that should never been allowed to grow.